Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, well, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez. You all right there?
Yeah, Robo wants an Oreo.
What? Oh, okay.
Have you not ever heard that story?
No, I've not heard this.
So apparently during RoboCop, this one of the prop guys was giving a gun to Peter Weller as he was like in the warehouse scene, the big warehouse scene. And he had like a stack of Oreos in his hands. And he's like, "Here you go, Peter. Here's the gun. It's ready. It's safety's off, so it's ready for the scene." And Peter replies, "Robo wants an Oreo." He's like, and the guy's like, "Peter, I'm sorry, but Robo will not get an Oreo. Peter will, but Robo's not getting an Oreo. So if you say Peter wants an Oreo, I'll give Peter an Oreo." And apparently, he went, "No, Robo wants an Oreo," and he turns to the cast and everyone else out there. "Robo wants an Oreo."
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have found the title of the episode in the first 45 seconds.
Go to YouTube. There's a whole
awesome
video explaining the story. It's really great.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you ever did look it up, or if I sent it to you, if you ever watched it. But RoboCop, when he was in WCW.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
No,
it was It was, they did the whole like behind the scenes interview and everything, and
yeah. It's ridiculous.
It was Peter Weller, right? That was him.
I don't believe it was Peter Weller. No, I think it was just somebody that had a strong jawline of some sort.
I know you have a show planned today, but how are you doing?
It's not. There's no plan here, Francis. This is just the things that are written here are just something in case we go then we can look down and go, oh yeah, look at that. I am okay. I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
Still don't have a job. So we are a month and 3 days, 4 days, something like that.
It takes time.
It does. It does. I'm a pretty patient person. Problem is I'm bored. And despite little projects to keep you busy, like I'm bored. I miss the interaction with people outside of the grocery store people or what have you. You know what I mean? Like that, and I enjoy making money. Makes me feel like, I don't know, I'm a contributing member of society.
Money's awesome.
Money is awesome, and I'd like to see money coming back into my account instead of it just dwindling away.
I mean, we're so close to making money with this show. Like, we're so close. If we could only, do more.
Yeah, and therein lies part of the struggle, right? Sure. Because I have all the time in the world. I could just get on here and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" and provide more content. Do the things that we need to do to qualify for all that stuff. But then in my head, anyway, then am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is finding employment, not fucking around on the internet? You know what I'm saying? That's a struggle. You can sit in front of the computer all day and look for jobs. You can do that, but you need to have some kind of not escape from it really, but just like something else to do. Like, I don't know. It's a weird balance, I guess. I don't know. I spend most of every morning researching companies and trying to, I find something on Indeed or LinkedIn or whatever, and do the research on the company. Are they any good? What's this job entail? Can I do this? Doesn't matter if you can or can't right now. Just apply for it.
Essentially, yeah. That's the fun part, is looking at, is making sure, do I like this company? Especially since a lot of them are no names, right? It's not like you're working for McDonald's or Amazon or something, a name that you know, and a name that sucks usually, because nobody wants to work for those companies usually.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's definitely not easy. I don't envy you. I don't envy anyone who has to go through this experience, because I know how tough it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different when you have a job and you're like, man, I'm getting annoyed. I'm going to find something else to do. And you do that, and you find something. But it's just, I don't know, it's just different. And
Ginger says network your friends.
And as much as you can, right? As much as you can.
My last 3 jobs. No, my last 2 jobs. No, I'm sorry. This last job that I've had for a while now, I found through a friend, my friend's sister worked there, and kind of like, oh, we'll get you in, because they were a manager and stuff. And so I've been here ever since. That was like over 10 years ago. But like,
right.
It just, that one person is all it takes. And, it's luck, a lot of luck.
Exactly. And it's, so, we just try and stay as positive as you can. And,
it takes time.
It does. And it's just like I said, in my head, I'm just like, fuck, now I'm a non-contributing member of society. And, every time I go to the grocery store, that's less money than I had the day before, or, whatever. It's just because there's nothing coming, because the unemployment part hasn't come in yet. So I'm just like,
right.
Because every time I look, it's like, it's an adjudication. Like, okay, well, adjudicate it already. Like, seems pretty simple thing, especially at this point. So I think a phone call is probably due by the end of the week. But, it's, it's just, I've being fired or let go, totally different feeling than making the move yourself. Even if you were thinking about making the move yourself, having the move made for you, different feeling.
Well, yeah, because you don't have control over it. Right. I understand. Like, when you don't have control over that stuff, it's like, okay, fine.
And I'm not even like a control person, but it's just like, it's just,
you have, you have your hand in the glove, you have your hand in the puppet, right? So you have an idea of what's going on, It's not like, but it's a little tough. I agree.
Then hardest job is looking for a job. That is for sure.
You're absolutely right, Ginger. Yeah, that's the patience to find it, the frustration. I mean, that's why they equate finding a job with dating, because there's a lot of rejection in both. And so
as someone worded it to me recently, it's like the dating pool. It sucks. I was like, well, yeah. I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess. Yeah.
It is. It's not easy. So.
Yeah, and like I said, when you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, think, doesn't help. Doesn't help.
No.
But oh well. We can't go back to when did the Challenger blow up? 86?
86, yeah.
And we can't go back to then and me not, or those guys not blow up and me not see it. That's selfish as shit. But those 7 people not blow up, and maybe things would be different. Maybe I'd be going to the Air Force into the NASA program. But it's can't do anything about that now.
No, and look, you're much more. You're doing it. You're responsible. You're taking care of business. That's the most important thing,
right?
Because there's people out there who aren't responsible, who aren't taking care of business. Like there was this one guy I just found about recently, who did something so ridiculous that they had to they were a YouTuber. They closed their channel. They couldn't they got bankrupt. So I'll ask you this question real quick. If you had $50,000 in your pocket right now, what would you do that you earn from doing internet stuff, like doing this?
Hmm.
What would you spend that money on?
Uh, some sort of financial stability, probably.
That's a good idea.
In some way,
Financial
and
yeah.
take a lot of that money, probably half of that money, and put it in something that some high interest gaining thing that I can go to every
Stocks and
January 1st and be like, give me all the money I earned off of whatever I put in, but whatever I walked in with, I want that to stay. So if I only made $50, then give me that $50. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably what I do. And then I don't know if there was a way to outright purchase some sort of dwelling.
Sure. I mean,
Outright purchase. I know 50,000 is not going to buy a fucking house in this country, but
no, but it'll get you a mobile home.
it could get you a mobile headache.
Well, still, who cares? You have a house. It's yours.
It's true.
It's your property. Well, okay. So you would invest it. You would.
I would probably. I would want to invest it and then try and, change the condition in which I am living as the nearest goal after that.
Right, because you're not living. You're not a millionaire. You don't have a bunch of money saved up. Well, you do. You have the $50,000, and you want to use it wisely. But let's say you're a YouTuber who makes beatbox cartoon videos for a living. You do it for years. You gain a reputation. You get a lot of money. You get the $50,000, and you decide, well, instead of investing, instead of putting it away in the bank, instead of letting it gain interest, I'm gonna pay for an animation company to put me into cartoon porn with my avatar, and essentially make me broke and make me stop doing my channel because I spend all of my money on a potentially just a music video where I have sex with a cartoon character. Does that sound wise?
I mean, to the average person, no. I mean, if you had
No.
fucking Mr. Beast money or something, or
So YouTuber Verbal Ace.
PewDiePie or something like that, maybe you get their kind of monies. Like maybe those two asshole brothers that we don't talk about that much. Maybe you had their kind of money. Maybe,
Balls, yeah.
maybe. But
Yeah.
no, if you're,
No.
I mean, like that would be. It'd be like Shannon Sharp going and doing something stupid like that because of all the money he's making off the Cat Williams interview.
Oh, there you go.
Like something like 50 million people, or it's got 50 million views or whatever at this, or close to it at this point. That's insane. He got paid well for that interview.
Oh, totally. And this person, though, this Verbal Ace, who's the animator slash beatboxer, paid for this music video that everyone was making fun of because it was a very well done music video, but it's literally of just a female cartoon character lusting over his cartoon avatar, the entire video, and it made him broke. And it is, to me, sad, but also the way that the internet kind of made fun of him for it.
I mean,
It's pretty amazing.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm in my head, I'm trying to make these things correlate, and I'm struggling, but I'm going to say it anyway. But it's Hollywood kid actors, right? Look at how well all of them turn out once they get money. And maybe there's a dark side of Hollywood. Maybe there isn't. We don't know. We're not here to discuss that part. But we do see all the time is that kid actors, the majority of them, all end up with fucking major drug problems or money issues or both, or one because of the other. So those same people are on YouTube, and you give those same people that same amount of money, they're going to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Like I just
No,
watched.
yeah, that's true.
There's some. I don't even know what the channel is. Doesn't matter what the channel is. I don't even know if it was a new video or not. But they received their YouTube Platinum.
Their button.
Yeah, the play button thing, and they cut it in half. Like, they give you one for free. You can get another one for $700 if you want a second one. But these guys are like, nope, we cut shit apart, so we're gonna cut this apart. Thanks, YouTube, for the great.
Part of their gimmick.
I guess it just seems weird to me. To me,
The
that's
gimmick
weird.
is cutting things in half.
I get it, but why? I don't know. But so everybody out there, if you want to know, it's all fucking like some sort of like MDF with an aluminum shell. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
I learned that. That'd be cool to have back there.
See,
But
you wouldn't have known that if they didn't cut it open.
that's true. That is true. But it just seems weird. Like, we reached this milestone, and it's supposed to, you're supposed to like display it. Otherwise, what was the point of doing this whole thing for the last however long it took you to get to that point?
Well, it's not like the viewers or the subscribers go away if you cut the thing in half, right?
No, I
It's
don't
just
know.
kind of there to put in the background.
To me, like, it's just to slice it all up. It's just like, I don't know, the hell you just spent all this time doing. That's just weird.
Sorry,
That's just weird
I
to
don't
me.
have a Stanley Cup.
Oh, well,
Sorry
we
about
can get to that. But to me, that's just weird.
It is weird.
That's not something
is
I
very
would
weird.
do. That's all I'm saying.
If you got the silver button for 100,000 subscribers, would you be like, oh? You would display it proudly behind
I would.
you.
I
You
would
wouldn't blur your background anymore. You would be sitting right behind you.
I would start every show with it in the damn camera.
It's like, right here.
You see this? Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't know. It's
Something to be proud of.
it's something to be proud. It's like you started this, whether it was with yourself or with your 6 other friends. You started this journey to reach milestones, and then they give you the thing for reaching that milestone, and then you crush it, or you put it in a hydraulic press and you smush it, or you cut it in half and give it to your subscribers. I guess that's kind of cool, I guess. But like at the same time, like, what was the point of them giving it to you then if you're just going to destroy it?
Right. It shows a lack of appreciation.
Oh,
That's what it is. It shows a lack of appreciation. It shows a lack of respect for the craft, because you're just willing to go ahead and destroy whatever it is that commemorates your achievement. You're like, it's like getting a diploma from high school or college and then just lighting it on fire the moment you get it.
I saw a guy, and a new follower just followed us. Cylindrical something.
Cynical carillon or
Thanks.
Is it cynical carillon R? I can't tell.
I don't know.
Cynical.
Thanks.
You're the best.
What was it? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, burning a diploma.
Oh yeah. So
burning-
I saw some YouTube person that had several bands, and he was showing his bands off, and then broke one of the bands and lit one of the $100 bills on fire. And I'm just like, people have been doing that since fucking black and white days. I know.
Sure.
Like, it's probably one of them rich motherfuckers that lit a cigar with a $100 bill or something like that. But it's just, to me, it's just like, I said it before. If you're a billionaire, you actually failed, because no one should have that much damn money.
Sure. I guess not. I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what are you gonna do? Why, like, if you have that much money, you have absolutely no right to bitch about anything in the world. because you had the money
But
to
they
fix
don't.
you had the money to fix the fucking shit.
Well, that's true.
I don't
Now
like
they
homeless
do.
people outside of my fucking $1 million penthouse building. Well, then fucking fix the problem, motherfucker. You know?
Wait, do they complain about that?
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know
just
either.
I'm just
That's what I'm
saying.
asking.
I don't know. I've never had that much money. I've never even held that much money. Most amount of money I held was $50,000, and it wasn't as impressive as you thought it was. It's just literally it was a few bands. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's a lot of money.
Okay, money bags. Oh well. You know why? Because it wasn't in a sack with a dollar sign on it. And it
Exactly.
wasn't filled to the brim with coins or something heavy, something that gives weight to that $50,000. So
It wasn't in a briefcase lined up or anything like that. No, it was just
wasn't in a briefcase. Needs to be in a briefcase.
no, it was just in a
It needs to be in
plastic
a briefcase
bag.
lined perfectly. Yeah.
Here you go. What am I supposed to do? Hang on to this. Don't lose it. Okay. In 10 years, we will have our first trillionaire. Well, I hope not. Again,
I mean, Ginger, you might be right. Maybe we'll hit somebody as. I mean, even though Musk is burning money, he's still worth like several $100 billion or something like that. Like, I think he's the one that's worth a couple billion.
I don't know. The net worth of people is kind of a made up number, I think.
Why, let me tell you. So number one is a dude by the name of Bernard Arnault. He's a fashion guy. Ooh, fashion. Oh, I guess he's. I don't know. He's from France. He's from France.
No, well.
And he's because he owns Louis Vuitton and
I thought Louis
Sephora,
Vuitton
which are,
owned
like,
Louis
huge.
Vuitton.
He says he oversees the Louis Vuitton empire, the LVMH empire of 75 fashion cosmetic brands, including Louis Vuitton and Sephora.
Mm.
So he's at $211 billion. Elon Musk went down to 180 billion. Jeff Bezos at 114 billion. So if you add everyone up, it's going to hit a trillion, or half a trillion at least. Now the question is, if you have $500 billion or $1 trillion, what do you do with that kind of money?
I mean, you're fixing all the fucking... Again, I just said, everything you fucking ever bitched about in life, you can fucking fix when you have that kind of money.
I think they do by separating themselves from society, buying an island. You're just living on an island.
I don't know. This didn't work out so well for the Emirates. You saw all those islands they built.
With his face.
All worked out real well for Japan and their fucking island airport that they can't use anymore because it's sinking.
Doesn't Barack Obama own an island now? I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't know. I mean, how do you own an island?
You own just a piece of an island,
Like
just a piece of land.
I knew when I was a kid. I knew the guy. There's a ski area here called Loveland, and I knew the guy that either owned the mountain or he owned the ski resort, or he owned. I don't know. He was just the fucking guy we used to get our lift tickets from. But he ran the operation there, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he was the owner of the mountain and said, "I'm going to make my own ski area here," or I don't know. It's the same sort of thing. Like, how do you own an island? How do you own a mountain?
In the same way you own, like, there's a house in Vail, I believe, right? That's the ski resort area, Vail.
There is a place called Vail, yes.
Yeah, I think it's like a $300 million home there or something like that.
It makes sense.
With like it's like 8 or 9 stories tall. It has 4 different pools. It has and it's on the side of a mountain, so it oversees. Right. Yeah, it oversees the valley. It's on the side of the mountain, so it oversees the valley. It has a helipad and everything.
That's probably the only way to get to it in the winter.
It's the size of a small city, a small town. Like, you can fit 100 people. Like, there's 90 rooms or something like that.
I'll have to look it up. The whole mountain, that whole area, Breckenridge, Vail, all those mountain towns. It's a whole different. It's kind of like Northern California from where you are. It's a whole different state. It's a whole different, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Once you go past, you get over the main mountain passes and you go back into the valleys of where these ski areas are, the rich ones. It's a whole different vibe there.
Okay.
Where they have like mountain people here.
Mountain people.
Mountain town people love to go into your stores and ask you for a locals discount. What is a locals discount, you're asking me? It's like, this probably doesn't, well, it does, because it's just the name of where you live. But the place, the city, the fake fucking city name where you live, it would be like going to any of the shops, if there are any in that fake city name where you live. If going into any of those shops there and be like, I'm a local, because I live in the same city that this shop is in. So that's what mountain people. So like you live in Breckenridge, and you go to a shop there. Those towns are so small that you probably know everybody anyway. But say you just moved there, you go into the mom and pop shop A to go get some knickknacks, and you're like, hey, I'm a local. They're like, oh, let me give you a little 5% discount or something. It's my father and stepmom used to live in one of the very small mountain towns, and we can go to any of the neighboring mountain towns and get a locals discount.
Oh, fancy.
So I get it. But when people come down into my shop and be like, yeah, can I get a locals discount? I'm like, what? No, we don't. But I'm from Breckenridge. I don't give a fuck where you're from. Like, we don't have a locals discount. What else you're reading it? The other.
Want me to read it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Ginger says that kind of mention existed during the big oil 80s, even here. Then the bus came and banks and SNLs failed. I was there. I closed them. Ooh. Oh, look at that. But this one is a fairly recent house. This one was high tech. Had an elevator and everything. It was pretty cool.
There's a cool house everybody can look up here in Colorado. It's commonly known as like the spaceship or the saucer house or spaceship house, and it was used in some Woody Allen movie. And it sits atop the side of a mountain, and it looks like a UFO. And it goes for millions of dollars when it sells. The few times it has.
Well,
because we're not in Hollywood land. Movies and shit get shot here, but they're all shot like in downtown Denver, like the real world house that was here. Go ahead and do your thing. When Real World was filmed here, they had like a warehouse industrial building that they were using to film here, and it sat empty for like 25 years or something like that. Failed businesses in and out, and I guess they're getting ready to reopen this building again as a restaurant or something. And it's just like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Are we gonna is it gonna be full of Real World nostalgia? Because that would be disgusting.
No, never. No, of course not.
But yeah. That's a lot of BS talk. Well, not really BS talk, just like bleh, just side stuff.
It's a lot of generic stuff.
Yeah. Generic. Well, hey, that's what this is. Here's something I didn't even know was still around, but it isn't anymore.
What was that?
Fruit Stripe gum decided to not be produced anymore the day after we recorded last week. Or a couple days after. So we didn't talk about it last week, but I didn't even know fruit stripe gum was still being made. I thought it died off with, the early 2000s.
I mean, I don't remember. When's the last time I haven't had gum in forever, so I'm not surprised that they don't exist. They're like, who's chewing gum?
I'm not a big
Who chews
gum. I'm not a big gum chewer. If somebody hands me a stick of gum, or if they have gum, sure. But I'm not one to go like, I'm gonna go get a bucket of gum and have it in my car.
Yeah, I don't chew gum. It's
Not-
weird.
Yeah, it's not really weird. It's just not something I guess I commonly would see myself doing. I don't know. The flavor
No,
did
oh wow, Ginger's very generous in how long it takes to last.
5 minutes. Maybe depending on your taste buds or mouth acidity or something, but the gum was not known to last very long. Whether, in my experience, not only by flavor the flavor would go away pretty quick, but like the texture would be like, it would become more rubbery the more you chewed it, like not in a good way.
You're thinking of Hubba Bubba. Hubba Bubba does that, but Fruit Stripes is actually a quality gum.
Hubba Bubba, I have to break that like into thirds. That's too much gum. One Hubba Bubba block or brick, or what do you call that? A piece? That's too much gum. That's way too much gum.
They come in sticks too. Like in baseball cards, you get a stick of Hubba Bubba.
Well, that was
remember-
that was Fruit Stripes' gimmick. Besides the shitty flavor not lasting very long, is that every wrapper was a temporary tattoo.
Yes.
So that was cool.
And they tasted good. I remember them
wrappers?
actually tasting good. No. The gum itself
Oh,
was
okay.
actually good. Like I remember, I would eat the whole packet in like the span of 20 minutes, but it was tasty. Like it was a tasty gum.
I
thought so. At least.
Not being a gum aficionado growing up, I don't remember ever seeing fruit stripe gum, until my little brother was around. So to my knowledge, it was a 90s gum. I didn't know it was around for 50 years? No idea.
Yeah, 54 years.
No idea.
But I'm sad a little bit because I would have totally, if I'd known it was going away, I totally would have bought a pack.
You could still, I'm sure you could still find it. It's whatever's out there is they're not going to produce anymore, but whatever's out there is probably out there to find.
I'm not going to spend $50 for like a pack. Like, they're going to sell it on eBay for like $50.
Well, sure, but you could probably run to an AM PM and grab one.
I hope so. I'll have to do it this weekend.
I don't know. Do you guys have AM
I
PM?
want one
I can't
now.
remember.
We do. Yeah.
Okay, see, that was a shot in the dark. That was a total shot in the dark. Early 60s.
Early 60s. Yeah, Ginger's very surprised by how old this gum is, especially since it's not like Double Mint, which had like a life in pop culture. Like people know Double Mint because you had the twins always chewing gum, or like I don't know. There's I can't think of the other gums. But there's other gums that had like commercials.
Yeah, Trident. Right, Trident's the
That's the one.
Trident's the perfect amount of gum. That's perfect amount of gum right there. Bubblicious.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Big Red used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cinnamon gum.
Big League Chew. Remember Big League Chew?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
We
teach
kids about chewing tobacco at an early age and give it bubblegum flavored, basically.
I used to eat that stuff all the time. I loved Big League Chew.
Yeah. Again, you can definitely have too much gum, but part of Big League Chew is to have a huge ball of gum, right? But yeah, somebody would open up their packet and I'd always take like a little mini pinch. Like, I'll just take these like 8 strands. Thank you very much.
Or you had bubble tape, which was 6 feet of bubble gum.
Now that was a 90s thing. That was a 90s. Yeah. Like, there was the other one too. That came, the gum that came in a pager.
Yes, yeah.
I think it was gum.
Not like the 80s. maybe even 70s and 80s, that's when gum was really original because they did gummy cigarettes. They did bubblegum cigarettes where you can puff on them and little sugar clouds would puff
They
out.
weren't gum. They were just chalky sugar.
It was gum.
Was it gum? I don't remember it being gum.
Well, the ones I got were gum,
Okay.
at least. That's not the ones I would get were gum, yeah. They had gummy pagers. They had gummy gum. Everything. Everything was gum. Yeah. Oh, the good old days of gum.
Yeah, again, not really a gum chewer.
Me neither. Not anymore. I've stopped.
I have it for flying.
Yeah.
Well, you fly somewhere, chew some gum. It's just nice to help with the depressurization part. If you fly someplace and you forget your toothbrush, gum's a great alternative to chew constantly.
Yeah.
So a voice actor that you admire doesn't look down at you and ask you if you need a piece of gum. Yeah, that totally happened to me.
I think I'm totally gonna get gum this weekend. You're making me want to get gum. Like I need to get some gum.
Well, you should look and see
Anytime,
if there's
I don't care.
one. See if there's gum in a pager.
I'll look for the gum in the pager, sure. Yeah.
I mean, why? So the reason I bring it up is because this past week, as we were talking earlier, I've got a lot of time to think now, and for some reason, my old pager came into mind, and I started thinking, like, is there a way, can a pager still work today? The short answer is yes, but it's only like for medical purposes that I could find so far. But pagers could make a comeback. I could see it. Everything else is.
It's so inconvenient. Like, what's the point of a pager?
Right.
Now,
No,
when you can just text, call me, or text.
Right.
No,
I'm
need you.
outside of doctor usage. I don't see. I can't see any feasible use for a pager outside of just wearing one and looking cool.
Bad. That's too bad because you still have one, right? You said you had one still. You had a pager. lying around
Probably
somewhere?
there's probably one in a box. I'm almost sure there's a pager in one of my boxes.
Well, one day.
I mean,
One day you'll dust that. During the apocalypse, it'll be important.
Yeah, yeah, when landlines, start working again. Yeah, it was just interesting to see, and I got on eBay to, see like the more popular page. I couldn't remember the name of it, so it was, nice to go online and easily find pagers for sale. Some are dirt cheap, some are really expensive, but people still have them. I even found kits in which to replace the screens and the buttons. So there's still a market out there for pagers, either for display purposes, museum type purposes or whatnot, or maybe people are still using them because there is a small market for pagers out there, which I found fascinating.
I watch old Law and Order episodes, and they'll bring up pagers and something I never owned, but apparently was a thing. Two-ways.
Two-ways were fun. Had a two-way when I did
two-ways.
Loss prevention.
Now, what is a two-way? I don't know what that is.
Text.
They talked about it, but it looked like a pager.
It's
So I'm
text.
like, I don't know what this is.
It's alphanumeric paging. So you have a two-way, I have a two-way. You program it. It was by phone number, if I remember correctly. So you would call the paging service, and then you would have a extension, basically, for whatever your pager was. And then you type up the message. It had, let's say, 140 characters, 120 characters, something like that. Type a short message, send it to you. You're walking around, your belt vibrates, you pull out your two-way, and it opened up clamshell with a green LCD screen, maybe 3 or 4 lines, and then a full QWERTY. and it was awesome. I loved it. I could send, and what was really cool is I could send robotic messages to my girlfriend at the time. I could type the message out on the two-way and send it to our landline at our house. And she'd pick up the phone, and some robotic voice would read off whatever I had typed up. It was awesome.
Why did you do the? When did you do the? You were receiving a call from. Hey, I'm over here. Can you pick me up? Okay, don't worry about it. Bye.
I haven't. I don't think I've ever done that. Because I've never been to jail, so I've never had to like spit all that out really quick for the jail phone call. And I always had access to a phone card number if I needed to make a phone call in a pinch. Remember that days?
Okay.
Phone cards.
Yeah, I do. I used to buy a phone card because I used to talk to when long distance was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I racked up as a kid. I was like 13, 14 years old. I racked up phone bills that were $400 or $500 a pop. I was talking to a girl.
Girlies.
So I just started buying phone cards.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, I guess I just gotta buy phone cards by stealing money and buying phone cards.
It's amazing to me that, and not that long ago, really, in the big picture of things, that we used to actually have to pay per minute to call to California, to call to New York.
To call within California, long distance. Yeah,
I guess, yeah. I mean, here too.
Well, that's I did.
Well, I mean, here, if the mountain towns, like it was long distance. If you wanted to call someone in Breck, it was a long distance call. It's very odd to me how they like, looking back, it's like, man, you guys ripped us off for what? Like it didn't cost you any extra for us to call within our own state across the mountains or within your own state, to where to from whatever your zip code is to the 619.
Yeah, but think of it. I mean, cell phone coverage, right? Like calling on a cell phone anywhere cost per minute back in the day, back when cell phones were brand new, and you had to have a plan. You had 100 minutes per month of like free, and then texts. Every text was 10 cents to send and receive. Texts were 10 cents, and I'm like, yeah. Nowadays, yeah, like kids are just like, they don't know how expensive it was to do what they do now for free, essentially for free, like, oh, okay, I guess we're spending $100 to send a text to somebody, or to send like 2 or 3 texts to somebody. Okay. But Ginger says MCI, and they're like 47-digit personal. Oh, really? I didn't know that. MCI, wow.
There's a Wayback Machine MCI.
Singular, yeah. That was mine. Singular.
It's just, do you remember when you got maybe your second cell phone? And you're like, what is this? Wait, I could forward this number to my house number. Then I'm not using my cell phone. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do that every night. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Because you're still using cell tower, even though it rang my house phone, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Call forwarding was big with cell phones now. Yeah.
Which was like, what was the point then? You got the cell phone, then you do the call forwarding so it rang at your house.
It's just kind of interesting that we went from everything cost something to like, oh, no, don't worry about it. No, you don't have to worry about that.
The technology finally caught up. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Okay. Sure.
We just got a bunch of people that don't know. It's a new technology. They won't know. We just charge them by the minute. Like it's a 976 number.
I mean, they still, even for some of the no-name kind of cell phone brands or cell phone companies, they still tell the people, by the way, it's, for $15 you get unlimited calls and texts, as if that's that's still a
Right.
they used to have to pay per text, and you have to pay per minute. It's like nobody does that anymore. What are you talking about?
But what sometimes what makes me laugh too is that people will get all uppity about like Mint or some of those other third-party cell companies. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, but they're using Verizon's towers. So you have Verizon's service. They can call whatever you want, but you have Verizon right now, or who else?
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever exists nowadays. There's fucking T-Mobile, Verizon, and that's it,
AT&T.
right? AT&T? Really?
AT&T.
Okay.
Yeah, so the three, yeah.
So, yeah. Like, yeah. Just made little aside. Hey, Francis. Do you
Yes.
do you comment on YouTube videos?
I read comments. I don't comment.
No?
I find reading comments very funny because it's a cesspool.
I should
Why do you ask?
well, because I'll try and find the channel in which I put this comment on so you could see my comment. But as we have discussed on here probably numerous times, that one of the corners of the internet that I enjoy is reaction videos to music, specifically as they are titled. This is not me, but as most of them are titled, black people listening to white people music. Dink, 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 dink. It's fun for me. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just fun.
Why not?
And it doesn't matter who's reacting to whatever. There's a British kid I watch, some Gen Z British kid that's finding, Metallica for the first time. I like seeing people's reactions to stuff that, especially music that I have loved or cherished. So I'm watching some video. I didn't even finish watching it. And it was just, like you get in the rabbit hole of watching whatever you enjoy watching. And you're like, oh, these guys have the same basic content of what I'm looking at right now. Let's check these guys out. Let's see their reaction to the same song, right? Because this guy's boring or whatever. Video starts, whatever the song, doesn't matter the song. One of the people, there's two people in the video. One of them is eating like cereal. And they're using their webcam mic, so it's picking up everything in the room. And you're sitting here and you're like, you had a choice to eat breakfast or make content. And you chose to do them both. And I don't think your channel's not eating breakfast, right? It's a music reaction channel. Maybe I was on one that day, and I was just like, who eats during a breakfast during a reaction video? And I just left it at that. One of the two people in the video replied,
Oh no.
you have a problem with that? And I just like, I don't have a problem with, I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but something to the effect of like, do whatever content you make, but like, that's not what I came here for. Like,
Right.
eat breakfast and then make content. Like, you have all the time in the world to do both of those things. I don't know. I found myself, it annoyed me so much because I'm wearing headphones and I hear somebody eating in my headphones, and it's not what I signed up for, Maybe they do that on all their videos.
Have you watched?
I don't know.
Oh, they do it?
No, I don't know.
Say,
Okay.
No.
No, because I was just like, nope. Like in 10 seconds.
Wow, you were so annoyed. You were so bothered by it. You were compelled to comment.
Like I
I've
said,
never been compelled to comment outside.
Maybe
of,
I was on one. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But it's just, I was like, oh, God, I don't want to listen to this. I don't even care how Plus, production value. You know, like, buy a mic.
I need to see how many views they have and how many subscribers.
I don't
they
think.
have. I'm curious if they.
I think it was a fairly newish channel, so probably sensitive to comments or something. I don't know, but I don't comment a lot on YouTube videos. But if somebody like, if the top few comments say they, especially with the reaction thing, oh, when did this come out? Who are these people? You know, whatever. And you see in the first few comments and nobody really answers some of the big questions that the person throws out there. I'm not going to search hundreds or even 20s of comments unless the comment section's really, really good. But if I don't see the, you know, the information that the person asks, I'll throw it out there if I know it. I don't know why, you know.
It's very kind of you.
But, you know, or like, you know, if somebody, I don't know how people are any age alive and don't know House of Pain's Jump Around. I don't know how you can breathe air and not know that song. But, you know, there's people out there that don't know that song. Huh? What?
There's a lot of people don't know a lot of
That's
things.
what I mean. Yeah, I think some. I think there's a lot of music out there that people don't know what the titles are, but they've heard it before. Then they hear that, like, oh, yeah, I've heard this. This has been in a million different movies, but I've never heard the whole song, or oh, this was sampled by somebody.
Which is often, right?
It is often, but
it's huge.
But it's pretty bad when somebody's sampling something that you listen to that's already sampled by the DJ that made it. I'm like, ugh. People are so unoriginal. They just sampled somebody's already made sample. Somebody already did the work. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's all about borrowing from other people.
I made that comment, and as soon as I saw that somebody replied. Period. I just got a little notification on my phone. I was just like, oh God. Like I wasn't. Okay, maybe I shouldn't even have just said anything at all and kept my fucking mouth shut about someone eating and me being annoyed by it. But it's already there, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I've only ever made one negative comment, like negative enough that it got attention, when the original Suicide Squad movie came out, like in 2018 or something like that, 2017. I saw it and I said how terrible it was, and all of the, you know, the DC Zack Snyder people were like attacking me, and not all of them, like two people, and I'm like, oh, all right. So after that, I'm like, every time I review a movie, if I don't like it, I just say, I'm glad someone does. Someone's gonna like this. It's not for me. And I never say anything super negative because I don't need that kind of attention.
Right.
And there's only two people. The two people were enough for me to be like, even though my most engagement was like saying something positive about two movies.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay. So being positive is very good. But yeah, I'm not gonna ever criticize a film again because I don't need that kind of weirdness. Because people get weird on you.
I just think I don't know. To me, I don't know. Maybe it was a little unprofessional or something. Like it'd be like us coming on here and me eating a big old Slim Jim while we start the show or something like that. Like nobody wants to see that.
Well, I have another co-host who likes to eat while they record, so you know.
I mean,
I can't say anything because this dude eats. I mean, he's nice enough to mute the mic, but you'll hear him chewing while he talks sometimes. You're just like, oh, okay.
I mean, I get it. We've been in situations where people had to munch down food really quickly, in between things. But I just think you have a choice. Just eat, finish your food.
I'm with you.
And then hit record.
Even drinking for me feels like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, but I talk. So if I don't drink, my throat gets dry and it's harder to talk.
having a little sip of something, regardless of what the sip is like that doesn't matter. But like,
Yeah, drinking seems to be more
eating a
acceptable.
bowl of cereal, and then nobody can eat cereal quietly. They gotta bang their spoon across the thing and you're trying to get their reaction. You're not reacting. You got your face stuffed in a bowl of cereal. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes it. I don't know.
I agree.
I guess,
Yeah.
like I said, it just made, I don't know. Felt disingenuous, maybe.
It's not a pleasant sound anyway.
It isn't. It's just like I said. It struck a chord with me, and my fingers were going before I realized my brain was catching up or something. I don't know, but
You're all right. You were justified. You were justified.
I'll send you the link. I bet you'll have the same thought as I did. I'm looking to see what's worth talking about here. Okay. CES finally ended, I think, this past weekend.
Yes.
Weekend before. It doesn't matter. We got to go check it out, because I think right after CES is like AVN, I think.
Well, they usually happen at the same time.
Okay.
They did in the past, at least. I don't know if they still do, but they did in the past.
We'll have to look that up for next year. Try and get into both. Because that'd be fun. But there's a lot of cool gadgets and a lot of cool stuff that was shown at CES. We're not going to go over that. Do your own research. But there's something I saw that I have to bring up, because I found it ridiculous. And I haven't told Francis what this is yet, so we're going to surprise everybody. But the thing that I saw that drew a lot of negative and strangely some positive waves online was a physical keyboard dock you could put your iPhone into. So we've come, and it looks just like
that. I saw that.
It looks just like a BlackBerry. Like, we've come full circle, Francis.
Yeah.
For all the BlackBerry people that were like, fine, I'll get a fucking iPhone. You can have your BlackBerry back, basically, with this, what looked like a 3D printed thing that somehow interacts with the iPhone, so you can have a physical QWERTY keyboard. I don't get it.
Kind of do. It's hard to type on the glass surface of a phone. Like, it's inaccurate. You don't feel the keys. You kind of want to have that tactile feel, like when you're typing on a keyboard, right? If it was just like a imagine a keyboard didn't have any buttons. It was just a screen, and that was your keyboard. You'd mess up all the time. And, that's why autocorrect is so important on a phone.
Sure.
Now, I'm not saying, look, it's still silly and weird, because it makes your phone. I saw it, like, it adds to the bottom of the phone, so it just makes your phone that much bigger, right? It just adds size to your phone, right? And the keys aren't that big anyway. Like, the little keys on the keypad are like pretty small still.
So you saw the thing I'm talking about?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I saw it. It came in like really bright colors, if I recall. Yeah, and I saw it briefly, and I'm like, oh, I saw it for like 2 seconds. It like passed me on Twitter. I thought it was an ad for like a ripoff thing, and then now you talking about it, I'm like, oh, I saw that. I totally saw that. Yeah,
I just
it just added just to the growth of it.
Exactly. Like I said, it really did. It made it look like a BlackBerry, minus the fun colors, because that wasn't business. BlackBerries weren't about fun; they were all about business. But
and the button, don't forget the gigantic the knob,
the
knob
hat
in the middle, the little nub. Yeah, I guess that. They used to be like it was like in place of a mouse,
right?
The nub,
the hat. Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're talking about. My friend had.
Yeah.
He didn't. Was it a BlackBerry? Or was it? I can't remember. It was a very large phone that had a hat mouse type feature in the center of it. I remember that.
Yeah, we'll go to CES. I would love to go to CES. I'm a consumer.
I am a consumer of electronics as well. I like people showing me consumer electronics, of which I could buy later down the line.
Yeah. Like I look forward to driving my car using a PlayStation controller. Yeah, I look forward to that.
No, we've learned our lessons on fucking.
I know we've
the video game controllers should be used for video games. Maybe RC. Period. RC, like fill in the blank. RC, right. Whatever. Maybe a video game controller would work for that. Outside of that,
right.
I don't think we should be using video game controllers to control anything, especially fucking Mad Catz controllers.
Do they still make? I don't know if they still make Mad Catz.
I don't know. Isn't that what was in that fucking submersible? Was it Mad Catz?
Oh no, it was a Logitech controller.
Same fucking company. I don't know if it is. I'm just talking shit.
How dare you?
Well, it's because Logitech.
Such blasphemy.
I don't have any Logitech stuff here because it's all too expensive. $500 for their flight stim stuff.
I want to do an event where they give swag bags away. And then you take home a bunch of just crap
stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We can go to AVN. See, we can go at CES is in one hall, and then AVN's in the other hall, and they have their own grab bag of stuff. You can walk away with sex toys that you can't use. I don't know.
They showed a device. I don't know what it was supposed to do because they never showed anything in it. But apparently this was at this year's CES. It was like it looked like an art like this. It was just a plastic kind of cylindrical thing like this, and it just went up and down, and no one said what it was for. It was just kind of like you assumed you knew what it was for. You assumed it was a device that helped you in that way, but they never said anything. They just showed a picture or a video of the machine going up and down and moving. And they never explained what it was for. And I'm really curious if it was for, like, that's an AVN special type of machine. Because when I went to an adult expo, that was one of the machines that they had. Like, they showed, it was like a gigantic, this was back in 98, 99. So it was this just gigantic machine that took care of you. But it looked like an ice cream maker, right? A huge just ice cream maker.
It looked like Robbie the Robot.
It was, yeah. It was very strange. But yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, that last episode, when we get to the Lucy Lou bots, sign me up. Everything else I have on there is not really worth the time I have on here.
All right, if you say so.
Pagers, CES.
Pagers. You did pagers.
Fruit Stripe.
You did CES.
I'm just looking at stuff. The YouTube thing. The Stanley Cup Madness stuff, and we're not talking about hockey.
Okay, because that explains a story that I saw recently of a kid who got bullied because he brought a fake Stanley Cup to school. And I thought, oh, is it the Stanley Cup a la like the Stanley Cup from hockey? And they showed a bunch of like the Stanley Cups. And I guess a kid brought like not a fake one, but not like an off-brand Stanley Cup and got like bullied at school for it.
I mean, really? I don't understand the craze of outside of people that have liver or kidney issues that have to carry their own water supply around with them at all times. Like, can't you get a drink of water before you leave your house? You know, maybe have a water bottle in the car. Get a drink when you get to wherever you're going to. I don't know. Never had a problem with drinking the ample amount of water to the point where I gotta carry a fucking cup with me and tackle bitches to make sure I get a pink one.
Well, it's a special limited edition Valentine's Day Stanley
Mm.
Cup.
I got a Stanley thermos downstairs, like an old like 50s style. Got the cup on
Ooh,
the top and
that's
everything.
coveted, coveted.
It's pretty awesome.
Because again, so I looked at the story. So a 9-year-old was bullied at school for not having a name brand Stanley tumbler. The kid got bullied because their tumbler was just like thermos or something, or like whatever brand this is,
Right. Or like,
reduced.
remember we used to go to the gas station and get like the 86 and the 96 ounce, jug, like big coffee cup jug thing. You put soda or coffee in it, whatever. I guess that would be
coffee. That was all soda.
yeah. But I guess that would be looked down upon too, because it's not fash.
But, but okay, but Stanley. See, this is, I mean, viral is cool. Like, it's cool for that things go viral and things get, very like. Again, I wouldn't have known about that guy who spent $50,000 in that video. It was based off of a cartoon that's coming out today called Has Been Hotel. I wouldn't have known Has Been Hotel existed if this guy didn't go viral for spending
Didn't
$50,000.
waste his money on a fucking stupid thing.
Yeah, on cartoon porn essentially, even though there's no porn in it. But like, I wouldn't have known about it, and I would have known Stanley existed, even though I know Stanley exists just as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wouldn't care, and I still don't care, even if it did survive a massive fire. Even Ginger doesn't get it. It's like the Cabbage Patch Dolls all over again. It's just a cup. It is a cup. It's the cup.
And maybe I don't remember, but I don't recall people going ape shit for the commemorative cups at Burger King or McDonald's back in the day. I mean, you definitely you wanted to complete the set, but like people weren't going out and getting multiple sets of them, like complete sets. You go to your McDonald's,
Except
maybe
for one.
What?
There was one set that I remember being very popular and people fighting for, and people wanted to complete the set because they had different colored Coca-Cola cups that McDonald's was giving away. So McDonald's gave away, or not gave away, but you could buy like for $9 these fairly small, maybe 10 ounces glass Coca-Cola cups, and they come in different colors. And I remember there was a frenzy for it for like a few months. It was sold out everywhere all the time, right? So yeah, there's that, but that's again very rare. Stanley is everywhere. It's not like you can't find a Stanley,
right?
Cup somewhere, right? Like they're everywhere. You could spit and your spit will land on a Stanley cup because someone has one. Even before this whole thing happened, someone had.
The funniest thing to me is that, like, okay, everybody's running out and fucking camping out in some situations so they can get one of these cups. And there's websites like Temu and Wish. You could
really love Temu and Wish.
I'm just saying, I've never purchased anything from there, but I know that that's a place to go to get knockoffs.
You think they're selling knockoff Stanley cups?
Look.
I feel like going to Temu is like getting a virus on the computer.
Well, only if you click on anything. And we're in 2024. Are there even
genuinely looking it up?
Are there actual viruses anymore? I mean,
yeah, there are viruses. The virus that still continues to exist to this day are the ransom viruses. Ransom viruses still exist.
One of the places I applied to today asked me about ransomware. It was like a questionnaire. What would you do in this case? And I was like, oh shit.
Give them the money. No,
that was one of the options. Actually, I said run an antivirus, which I don't think was the correct answer, but
sadly, that's not enough anymore. You have to. The correct answer, I hope, or maybe it isn't. But the answer I would have done was load a backup.
That was one of the options.
Load your most recent.
That was answer two for me, really. I thought just running it would, yeah, but that's, again, I haven't done fucking IT stuff 20 years. As we were talking before we got started about that.
Right.
Yeah, but
that was our whole conversation when the show started.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's basically everything. I had a joke about Gladiator 2 coming out, and I just, Maximus is pissed back and he's pissed off. Like, I don't know how you make a movie a sequel to that movie, because it was pretty badass. So I don't know, like, I just don't know where you go from there. I enjoyed it.
When was the last time you've watched Gladiator?
When did it come out? 2003?
No, like 98 or 99, I think.
Probably maybe a year or two after it came out was the last time I saw it.
Oh, 2000. So 2000 exactly.
So maybe 2001 was probably 2001, 2002 was probably the last time I saw it.
Okay. Is it still good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I don't know if it's good.
I don't know.
I have a funny feeling it isn't it.
I remember at the time going to see it at the theater. My girlfriend really loved the score, that one score that kind of runs through the whole fucking movie. And she played the piccolo. So when we got back to the house, she picked her piccolo up and just started playing the theme to Gladiator, because she could play by ear and shit, and made me really mad and a little more jealous than mad. But I was like, that really makes me irritated that you can just hear something and be able to play it. And even on an instrument that it wasn't even played on.
Yeah. I mean, when Piccolo fought Goku, I was really...
fucking Piccolo.
Is that it? I'm pretty sure his name is Piccolo. I'm pretty sure Piccolo was the guy.
It is. Piccolo, whatever. Yeah, I think that's everything. What? My ears are sweating.
No, I was gonna say, I think it was named Piccolo was a vegetable.
There used to be a restaurant called Piccolo's. It's a weird Mexican Italian joint.
They have pickles?
No, it was an Italian and Mexican joint. So you go there.
Italian Mexican.
Yeah, so my grandparents love this place. You go there and you sit down and they bring you chips and salsa. But you could totally order fettuccine or spaghetti or lasagna or what other Italian dish that you could think of. Or you can get some tacos. Well, maybe. But I'm saying, like, whatever Italian dish you were looking for, they had, and then the other half of the menu was all Mexican stuff. It's very odd.
Molto bene. Okay.
I mean, I enjoyed it as a kid because it was variety, but it's a weird combination if you think about it.
That is a little weird. That wears me out a little bit.
There you go. Seems legit, right? I think that's everything for this week. It's almost 10 o'clock here, so we started a little late. Gave you a little bit of extra juice. We'll be here again next week. So I should get this part ready.
Also late.
Also late, yeah. Probably. But where can people find you on the internet, Francis?
Supergeekedup.com tomorrow, where you can watch someone eat while we eat.
That's what we're going to do next week. We're just going to start the show with us eating bowls of cereal so you can hear us clanking spoons and crunching cereal.
Well, we do improv and all that good stuff. And then sinceresarcasm.net, and then AKA that's the website. And then AKA the other guy for all of your socials. Go find me there. The bird is the word in my latest Instagram photos. So there you go.
Oh, nice. Yes, do that. If you got an extra kidney, you should do that too. Send him one on ice.
I don't talk about that. I don't talk about that anymore because it's just like a waiting game for my kidneys. So we'll see.
But if you are feeling generous and in good health and want to donate a kidney, go to AKA the other guy somewhere on the socials, and I'm sure there's a link somewhere. Or look through stalk his Twitter. It's there. I promise. You can find me. He's like, no, I don't know. You can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. Look up POI Podcast for pretty much everything, or the POI Podcast. Call, voicemail, text, call into the show, 314-764-7631. It spells out POI Pod 1. I just had to renew it. The POI Podcast at gmail.com. I think that's everything. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be here again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I wish we had an Alfred. That'd be awesome. Like Alfred could like introduce us every week, and then we could jump down the bat poles and start the show. That'd be cool. Song's ending. That's what I was just waiting for. Needed something else. But we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Bye.